What's up guys, Joisa here, and today I'm going to talk about removing noise from the image. So if you have captured photos using your mobile device or a camera which is under complete darkness, or if you have increased your ISO to such an extent that you see grains in the image, then you can edit that to some extent if it's in JPEG. If you have captured images in RAW, then you can go to an extent further to remove those noise that you have captured while capturing the image. So before I go any further, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be sharing videos of this kind every week. And also don't forget to check out the card above. You may be interested in watching all the other Lightroom tutorials that I've already uploaded. So guys, let's dive into Lightroom. Open Lightroom and import the image that is to be edited and go to develop module. This was captured in complete darkness with a very high ISO. As you can see, when I try to zoom in to this picture, a left click on this will show me the details of this image. You can see that there is this kind of noise in this image. Let me hide these sidebars. Here is the image properties. It's a raw file which is good. It has an exposure of 6 seconds because it was complete darkness. It was midnight when I captured this. The only thing is that I used a tripod, and it was wide open f1.4 and an ISO of 6400 using a 50mm lens, and I had captured this using a Nikon D610 full frame camera. So if I zoom into this picture, you can clearly see that there is a hell of a lot of noise in it. The first thing to notice, if you go to Details tab, Lightroom's algorithm will analyze the photo and automatically consider and reduce some of the noise, the color noise. So if I disable that, you can see that the noise is much higher with the different colors in it, the green, red, and all the other colors. By default, this will be enabled and you can see the clear difference. Let me switch it off and switch it on. By default, it will be cleared. So it's not that I can remove everything, but then I can make this picture much better than how it is as of now. So here is the noise reduction. Now it is currently at 0. So if I increase it to 100, you can see that the noise is gone, but at the same time, the image turns out to be blurry. So I'll hit the Alt key in the keyboard. When I hold the left key and the Alt key together, you can see that the noise is now decreasing as I move the slider to the right till it becomes blur. And then you move it slightly a bit backwards, say somewhere around 75 or so. I don't want to make it too smooth. And now I'll go to the Details tab. Again, hold the Alt key and then move the slider. When I increase the details, it will add more noise. So as soon as you see more noise, stop increasing. You see that? Just check out this region, and when I see something over there, I'll stop it here. Now it's going too much. If I increase it to 100%, you see a lot of unwanted noise. So as soon as I see that white mark here, I will stop increasing, and then I'll move slightly back, so somewhere around 64 for this particular image. Same is the case with contrast. I don't increase it to such an extent that it will add noise. If I move the slider to the right, you see more noise. So I'll increase it to some extent, not to a large extent. So there is already a huge difference now. Here is it before, after. Okay, now let's do further sharpening. Hold the Alt key as well as the slider, amount slider. Now start increasing it to the max and it will show a lot of noise. Decreasing it to the lowest will bring down the sharp. I'll increase it to some extent but not too much because I don't want to add a lot of noise. The same is the case with the radius. So if I increase it to the right, there's a lot of noise. So I don't want to increase to such an extent. I will keep it as low as possible because double click on this, it will take you to the default setting which was set by Lightroom. So I might want to just move around that default settings, not too much beyond that settings because it will add more noise. But I think it's good as is, so I don't want to change it much. And then the Details tab. Let me keep it at the default level and not increase it much. Let me just show you the before and after. You don't see much of a difference, but let me zoom in and show you the difference. This is the before, this is the after. And do you see that difference? It is still not the best, but then it is far better than what it is before. You can then export it to Photoshop and make it look even better. So you can clearly see the difference between the before and after. So I can further edit this because it was pitch dark and there was absolutely no light. You can make out the exposure, 6 seconds of exposure, and that's this reason why I'm seeing this silky smooth water. But then there is a bit of darkness on all the sides, so I'll do a bit of lens profile correction, will make it much better. This was completely under low light, so without using any kind of flash. Imagine at midnight 12 and there's absolutely no light and I'm in the middle of the forest and there is no light pollution around, and this is the kind of image that I have got using this camera. Look how sensitive the sensor has to be. You can expect some noise because this was pitch dark. I can boost the ISO to 12800, but then I do not want to I usually do not cross anywhere above 800 ISO because that will add some noise to that. It depends on the image sensor again. So here is the final output. Go ahead, smash the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos of this kind. Check out the cards above for videos and tutorials and travel videos. And leave a comment below if you have any queries related to photo editing.